What's up, everybody? Welcome, raza. ¿Cómo andan, carnales? ¿Cómo andan, amigas? What's going on with everybody? Welcome to another episode of El Mexican Soccer Podcast. Directly brought to you from South Florida, Texas, and Narnia. I call Narnia, Connecticut. Bristol, Connecticut, el super mojado que se quiere ser menos mojado y se fue más al norte.
Sí, no, yo soy doblemente mojado porque crucé la frontera de Estados Unidos, México y luego la de Canadá también.
Casi, I don't have my passport to go up there. ¿Cómo que cabrón? Aquí esto es familiar, Edwin. ¿Cómo andas, Edwin? Sin decir groserías.
Muy bien, gracias a Dios. ¿Cómo están ustedes, chavos?
Todo. Recuerden, this is the pre-show to watch the Monday Night Soccer, because there's no NFL.
Ya se ha vuelto el Tuzos, ya se ha vuelto Tuzos Night Soccer.
Tuzo Monday. I guess they wait for Tuzos until Monday for the boring games. Although they play Cruz Azul this time.
No, they forgot to add Tuzos en el schedule. Entonces dijeron, let's just put them Monday.
Los lunes. How's everything with you, mi super mojado?
Aquí estamos de gala aquí esperando a nuestra invitada especial, así que
claro que sí. I'm gonna tell everybody we're having a guest today. We're gonna kick out Edwin because he's sort of annoying. So we're gonna bring somebody way better. Jeannette Ceja will be joining us. Who knows from where? Because she's a jet setter. Of course, part of our Latino community here in the U.S. and she'll be joining us today because she was telling us crazy stories about soccer. She's been watching soccer with her family, her Mexican family actually, since she was little. So she'll be joining us later today. We're gonna, I guess we're gonna start. Let's talk about a little bit the DACA grants that will be the sponsors of El Tri Online will be giving away. Remember to send the video. A little bit of the procedure changed. I know some of you don't feel comfortable sharing your stories and why would you like to get this grant and you wanted to keep it private. So we respect that and it's everybody's own decision. So just send a video, even if it's private. And the ones that you have to convince is us, not everybody else in the public. So it's a video, send it directly to us. If you go to eltrionline.com/DACA, you'll be able to see the instructions and how to send the video, and everything will be updated starting tomorrow, and we'll be giving away those grants. So let's talk about a little bit of football because El Super Mojado is wearing black because I guess he should be de luto. Y el otro güey está con una del Real Madrid. No lo había visto.
Se equivocó
before. But anyway, yeah.
Se equivocó de show, pensó que era el chiringuito, amigo.
Ajá, yeah. Se le antojó otra vez ir a Madrid.
Yeah.
El mismo chiste que con la del Chelsea, amigo.
Sí, nunca ha sido, pero se te vuelve a antojar.
Se vuelve a antojar, sí, huevo.
Exacto, sí, así estás bien. Él es merengue de nacimiento. Padrísimo, ¿eh? Bueno, las Chivas, ¿qué pues, mi súper? ¿Qué pasó?
No pasa nada, Hugo, no pasa nada. Le dieron su repasada. They forgot to show up to the game, man. It's just they play, nothing. They had nothing to offer on this game.
Ahora sí que excuse was going to be la sub-20 y pensé que había jugado la sub-20, sub-17. Saludos, por supuesto, a la banda de la sub-17 de Chivas.
I think if they would have put the U17, they would have done a lot better things against San Luis. Come on, man. San Luis is a team that is just no existe para mí.
Saludos a la gente de San Luis, por favor.
So seriously, man, this was a horrible game, the worst game that en la era de el Rey Midas. Así que I think so. They didn't show anything, man. Ni siquiera puso resistencia. Not even, the only thing that I can save out of this game is que regresó J.J. Macías y metió gol. All right? Just the only thing that I can save out of this game. J.J. Macías coming back with a goal. That's it. Besides that.
You guys are, and truly, this is not scripted. They oppose each other between El Super Mojado and Edwin. El Super is telling me that this is the worst game of Chivas in the El Rey Midas era. And you had me, you're saying, no, it's not that. So when he said Chivas is bad, you said, no, it's not that bad.
No. I didn't mean it. Like he said, this is the worst game he have seen in La Era de Bucetich. I'm saying this is not the only worst game I've seen. I've seen a couple.
All right. Okay. Well, I mean,
this is not the only worst game.
Okay. So no manches.
Perdón, Super, yo sí te dejé hablar. Oye, para mí esta es la realidad de Chivas, así de simple. Esta es la realidad de Chivas. Ok, habla, Super, dale.
Dale, mi chavo, dale.
No, gracias, dale.
I think I think that the Chivas has a lot of muchas decadencias. All right, they don't have one of the best teams in the league, but they have a decent team. They have shown us that they have players that can make a difference. So don't tell me that it's horrible. They were in semifinals last season. So I mean, you don't get there just de casualidad, man.
Mira, rapidito, Noel García en YouTube ya nos está comentando exactly the opposite of what el Super Mojado is saying. Chivas no tiene jugadores. What do you have to say, Edwin? Super, let him speak. Super, I mean, Edwin?
No, solamente lo que ya dije, que es la realidad de Chivas. Al final de cuentas no tienen un equipo, una solidez defensiva, no tienen una organización dentro del campo, no hay líderes en el campo que salgan a dar la cara por ese equipo, y un San Luis que recordemos que Ibáñez es jugador del Atlético de Madrid, está a préstamo en San Luis, pero es jugador del Atlético de Madrid, es un chavo, tiene 23 años, 24 años si no me equivoco, y la verdad que San Luis planteó bien el partido. Creo que ese gol tempranero que le cae a Chivas en el primer tiempo lo mata anímicamente, y no, en realidad no veo a ningún líder que pueda sacar al equipo de Chivas del hoyo en el que está. La verdad, en esta temporada creo que va a ser una temporada muy mala para las Chivas. No le veo plantel para poder salir de esto. No creo que ni siquiera sea la culpa de Bucetich. Creo que es la culpa de la directiva, pero bueno.
That's what they have right now. And actually, the fans are agreeing with Edwin a little bit more. Super. Juan Pablo is telling us, Chivas no tienen ni jugadores que hagan diferencia. And both of them agree. So Noel Garcia and Juan Pablo are telling us exactly what Edwin is saying. They don't have the players who make the difference. They don't have players who show up to the team and be leaders in the team. So, yeah, tough times for Chivas. But I believe I would keep Bucetich, in my opinion. And the question would be how much longer would Bucetich would hold at Chivas when the directiva is not giving him what they want.
Mira, al final de cuentas, we all know for Chivas it's difficult to get good players. They have to rely on the cantera. But right now, I guess the organization and La Cantera de Chivas has not been the best, and they have let go a lot of players, and now are playing a lot at a different level in different teams. Like we can say Godinez might not be the star that he was with like JJ Macías and León, but he's a starter, and he's been playing. Every time he steps into the field, he makes a little bit of difference. It doesn't seem like there's been a sub with the player that he subs out like Igloti. So why would you let go of a player like that? Just because you don't see a future on him, or is it because monetary wise you can't really keep him?
No, I mean, it was they proved that Godinez worked at Chivas, I believe, with Almeida en la CONCACAF, también Champions League, lo usaron, but they needed money, which more likely it is, and also they rely way too much on JJ Macías and everything. But anyway, I see you guys are hungry, so vamos a hablar un poco del chorizo del Estado de México.
Te hablan
El Toluca, guys, el Toluca. I don't know what you guys talking about. Los choriceros del Toluca, they're the super líderes right now. So they beat Necaxa, 3 points for Necaxa. For Toluca after beating Necaxa 2-0. You guys see them getting back together, getting stuff back together, putting stuff back together? El Toluca in LigaMX.
To me, it's important the essence that came back to Toluca, the essence of Cristante. Cristante brought back that feeling, that brought back what it means for players to play for Toluca. Sambuesa is also a great player that's getting his second or fourth wing. I don't know. He's playing outstanding. He's Castañeda. It's a great discovery by Cristante, and I think they have some tools and interesting players to be able to keep going with this good momentum.
Super. Do you see them, Toluca being haciendo algo importante?
Siendo protagonista, yes, I do. Toluca, yeah, it's only 3 games, but they shown decent play and like Edwin said, having players like saliendo de la cantera, ¿no? ¿Cómo? Saliendo de la cantera como este morrito que está haciendo unos golazos. And I don't think el Cristante lo descubrió. I think he was playing already last year, and he scored some nice goals.
No, he was playing only on Copa. He wasn't getting a chance in first division. For Cristante to take out los jugadores de jerarquía que venían jugando como Triverio y meter a Castañeda en una posición importante para Toluca, que es metido atrás del delantero como un 10 falso que se le conocía antes. Es un gran mérito para Cristante. La verdad que es un jugador Cristante es un exjugador de Toluca que sabe lo que significa representar el escudo de Toluca. Él vivió épocas de gloria con Toluca cuando Toluca llegaba a finales y peleaba por cosas grandes hasta en Copa Libertadores. ¿Por qué no? Él creo que le trae esa esencia de regreso a Toluca que necesitaba el equipo, que se le perdió mucho con Chepo, con Carlitos Morales. Creo que se perdió mucho esa esencia.
El efecto Sambu nos está diciendo Luis Bravo, por cierto, saludos. Y nomás los comentarios, regresando a lo que de Chivas, rápidamente un paréntesis. Leo Hernández dice, pero tienen al poderoso Antuna. Iván García nos dice que el 10 que tenía Chivas, la Chofis, ahora lo tendrán los Earthquakes de Matías Almeida.
Rápido, hablando de Earthquakes.
Ahí viene la noticia que...
Hablando de Earthquakes, está a horas de hacerse oficial la llegada de la Yuna a San José Earthquakes.
La Yuna. Ay.
Entonces va a ser un San José mexicano, ¿eh?
Sí.
Half of the team, ya.
Cabrón, half of the team.
Mira, pues ahí está.
Entonces tenemos a Edwin, el Insider, MLS Insider, aquí que nos trae las noticias antes de que salga. Sí. ¿Cuál fue la otra que adivinas tú?
Oye, Edwin, ¿y qué pasó con el equipo de Texas, el Austin, ¿no?
No llegaron a un acuerdo en dinero.
Pero si ya estaba ahí paseándose por la ciudad y todo.
Estaba también Joe Corona por ahí entre lo que era Houston Dynamo y Austin FC de parte del LA Galaxy, y tampoco llegaron a un acuerdo en lo económico y se termina yendo a Houston Dynamo Joe Corona, que él sale a decir después en una conferencia de prensa eso, que no llegaron a un acuerdo económico, y eso lo hizo sentir que no estaban peleando por él, que es lo mismo que según dice la Jun.
Noel García nos está diciendo que el LAFC puede ser opción para la Jun. ¿Desmientes eso aquí categóricamente?
San José
ESPN Insider.
San José Earthquakes.
All right, Noel, ya lo tienes ahí. Nuestro insider de MLS.
¿Te acuerdas de esos tiempos?
¿Qué pasó? ¿Te equivocaste de canal, güey? No.
No había...
Your paycheck doesn't come from there anymore, man. Come on.
¿Hay paychecks? Ni mal, man. Producer, ¿qué pasa? Anyways, Iván García dice, la Yuna, los Quakes. Vamos a ver, estamos al pendiente. Aquí tenemos el Trio Online Insider. Anyways, going back to Toluca, Super, do you see them being protagonistas esta temporada, or do you guys just see it it's just first 3 games? Because there are only 3 games, or which other team do you see them after 3 games, after we've seen so far? Obviously, you cannot say anything about Chivas. We didn't see this week yet America, because they only have 2 games and they get
also Monterrey. So I think that los equipos del norte is gonna be the biggest, I guess, challenge when it comes to Toluca, Santos, Monterrey, Tigres. Those 3 teams are, along with Toluca, are teams that have been showing so far in 3 games.
Tabla,
¿Quién?
Me dijiste media tabla.
No, but this is 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
Monterrey with a game less. So still, so if they win their game, they could be super líderes. So I mean,
creo que estamos confundiendo un poco lo que es ganar el partido al sistema de juego y poderse mantener. Monterrey en realidad no ha enseñado contra los rivales que ha tenido el fútbol que debería estar enseñando, pero también se le tiene que dar un poquito porque apenas lleva 2 partidos. El contra Atlas, el Atlas es un fiasco, la verdad, es una vergüenza de la liga.
But we can say
you have to pick only one team so far, from what we've seen. Just pick one, real quick.
Toluca.
Again, we can say no. Hold on. Again, we can say the same thing about Toluca because they play against Querétaro and Necaxa. Man, you're not gonna tell me that those 2 teams are gonna be like
one team. You gotta take it or leave it right now.
Santos. Okay. I stay with Santos.
Está bien. Leo Hernández dice, breaking news, Austin FC interested in el Super Mojado. I don't think they can afford el Super Mojado, eh? You guys, I don't think Austin FC can afford.
I was going to go and stay with Edwin, you know.
Y que no se olviden de las Águilas, dice Luis Bravo, que mañana saldrá el sol. Yes, we are going to see that game also. We'll see that game. But anyway, how about tonight? This is the preview of the Mexican Soccer Monday Night Football. So
Mexican Locker, acá Nico.
Cruz Azul, anda, ya no puedo sacar nada mal. No puedo ver un error. Porque trae camisa del
it's locker talk. Locker room talk.
So Pachuca Cruz Azul, are you expecting anything, super o ni le pregunto a Edwin porque trae la camisa del Real Madrid, pero...
Sí, Edwin ya le perdió confianza. He doesn't have trust in his team anymore. I think that... No, I see it as a tie. I don't think Cruz Azul... they're going to have a couple of absences tonight too. Llegan sin el Cabecita Rodríguez, que está suspendido, ¿verdad, Edwin?
¿Para qué lo invitan a la fiesta ustedes?
Yeah, so I don't see them.
Mira, it's interesting because I think it could go either way. Either if one of them wins, it could boost up their confidence and give them that vote of confidence for their both coaches to and maybe get the sense of ese sentimiento que no tenían antes por los partidos previos. También I feel like it could go bad for both teams. Puede ser de que si alguno de ellos pierde, se empiece a hablar de la cabeza de los entrenadores, de los jugadores, se empieza a hablar mal de las polémicas, porque en Pachuca también ha habido 2 que 3 polémicas que no han salido a la luz porque pues
come on, throw it out, spit it out, man. Come on.
Todos sabemos que Pachuca maneja sus cosas más internamente, no son tanto de polémicas como no se le hace tanta polémica como grandes equipos como Cruz Azul. En Hidalgo se le llama el clásico hidalguense. ¿Por qué? Porque Cruz Azul inició en Hidalgo y hay una gran expectativa.
Nomás lo conocen
otro clásico.
En una colonia.
Sí, claro.
Te aventaste una respuesta al estilo super mojado. El que va a ganar, el que meta más goles, pero
no.
Perder, si no tantos goles, ¿eh?
No, o sea, lo que quiero decir es que no. Y no es que no le tenga confianza a mi equipo, pero la verdad es que la expectativa
tienes
sobre...
que ver sin la camisa puesta, lo que es.
Lo que es la expectativa de los refuerzos que trajo Pachuca no son grandes, la verdad. Creo que Lozano se ha destacado en estas fechas que ha estado con Pachuca por darle la oportunidad a los chavos como Eric Sánchez, como Pocho Guzmán, que ya tiene tiempo en primera división, pero es un chavo, quieranlo o no.
How old is he? 27?
A Kevin Álvarez se le ha dado la oportunidad a Kevin Álvarez en la lateral izquierda. Han jugado con Roberto de la Rosa adelante. de eso se ha destacado Pelosano, pero en realidad como un gran técnico, no. En Argentina tuvo muy poca experiencia antes de venir a México. Creo que como siendo su segundo torneo, ya se le pasó el crédito de decir, ok, es la oportunidad que tienes porque es tu primer torneo, se te va a perdonar. Creo que ahora sí tenemos que ponernos exigentes con él, al igual que con Reynoso. La verdad que tiene un gran plantel y no juegan
a lo que venía siendo Siboldi.
No juegan a lo que venía siendo así, a lo que venía siendo Siboldi, porque no es
sí, Cruz Azul, pero es que es el Cruz Azul, anyway.
El esquema es muy diferente.
This could definitely be una catástrofe para Cruz Azul, because they're 0-2. You know, they're losing. It would be, if they lose this game, you're right, Edwin. We could probably be waking up tomorrow to, el técnico se va.
Yeah, more likely. And super mojado. How about America after their postponed game tomorrow? We're going to see them against Bravos de Ciudad Juarez. Juárez.
Well, yeah, still, it would be a good game to, I guess, for, su técnico que le agarre confianza. And if they can win this game, it's not going to be easy, though, because Juarez has been playing decent. So it's going to be, I don't see it as a piece of cake game for America. So, but we'll see, man. ¿Van a tener bajas, Edwin?
Que en América solamente
los positivos.
Los que dieron positivos, que es Benedetti. Para hasta el momento solamente se dijo de Benedetti, de Ochoa y de Richard Sánchez.
Exacto.
Richard Sánchez. Hasta el momento se hicieron pruebas al día de antier y creo que los resultados llegaban hoy en la mañana. No sé si América dieron un comunicado oficial, como lo hacen todos los equipos, lo tienen que hacer todos los equipos de la Liga MX, pero hasta el momento son esos tres. Se hablaba que Jiménez, el segundo portero de América, tenía síntomas de COVID. No sabemos si en realidad era COVID. Él salió a decir en sus historias de Instagram y en sus redes sociales que solamente era una gripa, que no era COVID, que era una pequeña gripa, que ya estaba todo bajo control, pero pues la verdad no sabemos. Eso también se dijo de Nico López, el jugador de Tigres, y terminó entrenando y terminó dando positivo de COVID. Entonces ahí vemos.
Bueno, this is it for you, Edwin. Before you go, you have to tell us for today's game, come up with a number. Pachuca, Cruz Azul.
Cruz Azul 1-0.
Uy, rescata Reynoso aquí a la máquina. Anyways.
Y lo rescata Santi Jiménez.
Thank you, Edwin. We will see you soon, or we will see you on Thursday. We're going to bring somebody else a little bit more interesting. That way they don't fight against El Super Mojado. But before we go to break, let's just read a little bit of the comments. Iván García, el comandante Quiroga, saludos. Sabas Franco nos dice buenas noches, muy interesante, gracias. Y Leo Hernández nos pregunta, Tigres ante Bayern, ¿will it happen? Hi, ¿cuándo es? En marzo, ¿no?
Yes.
En febrero.
No, next month, okay. Yeah.
Will it happen or not? What do you guys think?
It has to. Por la plantilla de Tigres, it has to. Es una de las plantillas más caras del continente americano y creo que tiene mucho mejor plantilla que cualquier equipo de Conmebol ahorita.
All right, we'll see the first game and then we'll see them against the Brazilian teams that they're about to define who's going to play that World Cup, Club World Cup. All right, Edwin, see you guys around. We're going to take a break and we'll be back.
Hola, chavos.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of El Mexican Soccer Podcast. This is Hincha Brand, the best t-shirts in the industry. Definitely brought to you by ETO, El Tri Online. Go and check them out, hinchabrand.com, and then check out the ETO store, and you can get your own. And of course, you'll be. Everybody's gonna ask you, where did you get it? Tell them hinchabrand.com, the best t-shirts of the industry. From LA, part of our community, the Latino community. This is Jeannette. How are you, Jeannette Ceja? She's joining us for this second part of the show. How's everything, Jeannette? Welcome.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. I was just listening to you guys, and I'm learning so much from what's going on.
Thank you. So first of all, welcome to the show. This is El Super Mojado. Thank you for being with us today. Say hi, Super. Say hi to Jeannette, por favor.
Jeannette, welcome.
Hi, Super. Hi.
So first of all, Jeannette, thank you for being with us. And we wanted to know, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background also, where you come from, where you've been this past years. Where did you go to school? I don't know. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I'm 34 years old, believe it or not. So I have 34 years of just a lot of travels and history. But my parents are from Mexico. So my mom is from Mexico City, and my dad's from Michoacan. And I was born in California, but I've gone to Mexico every year of my life. I'm so proud to be Mexican American. I love football. I grew up watching football with my dad and my brother. I always go for Mexico. Any World Cup, any major league, I always go Mexico first. And then if Mexico doesn't make it, then I go to USA. And then obviously USA doesn't make it, then I go to, I don't know, I go further, like Italy or something. So yeah.
Great. Thank you. Well, thank you for being with us again. So you're we can call you a travel guru. Is that what you are? How do you label yourself?
That's true. So last year, right before the pandemic really happened, the last trip I did was to Egypt. And I was the end of February, beginning of March, so right before it became an official pandemic, I spoke at a women's conference, the Women Economic Forum in Cairo, about diversity and travel. So I've really dedicated the past 10 years of my life covering the travel and tourism industry. Also, I've been such a strong voice in trying to get more, Latinos and Hispanics representation in travel and tourism, because like many other areas, it lacks diversity. And so also as a woman, I feel really great to be in this space, because I always feel it's great to have more women, more Latinos. And so I really push for that in anything I do.
Oh, definitely. And what a task, huh? Travel, work, talk around with people and getting to know these beautiful places and everything. But I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, if you're being honest. But how about the pandemic? This impacted the whole thing, and everything pretty much stopped, right, on traveling?
Yeah, and it's funny because I've had this show in my heart for 10 years. And 1 year before the pandemic hit, I was finally pitching this TV show for travel. And then the pandemic happened. So I put that on hold. But in the interim, I've been doing a lot more writing. I've been doing a lot. I love how you guys are doing things for dreamers. And I absolutely feel so inspired by the youth. So actually today, I met with the founders of a nonprofit called Equal Chance for Education that provides scholarships to dreamers. And I feel really passionate about helping the youth and our community. So I've been kind of dedicating myself more to things outside of travel, which is equally as important to me. And I've been doing writing. I have my own podcast. It's called Global Conversations, where I interview a lot of travel professionals. I interview in any way. It's been great. And I haven't traveled since Egypt, which has been the longest that I've not traveled besides Nashville. That's it, which has been like really.
When was that you last year, you said?
Yeah. So last February, March, And literally days within me speaking at this women conference, you know, I went to the pyramids, I did all the amazing things, and my flight was connecting through Paris, and France was just beginning about to close down. So I just made it back to the U.S. basically because Egypt had closed their hotels, they closed their airports 3 days after I left. So if I left later, I probably would have been stuck in Egypt for I don't know how long, and I don't even know where I would stay because I'm closed. Yeah, it would have been kind of challenging.
That's fun. Funny you mentioned about dreamers, because El Super he's a dreamer himself.
Yes.
Not that he belongs to this community of Latinos who are here in the U.S., but he just dreams a lot, and he sleeps also a lot. So his dreams are amazing.
Yeah, I'm always dreaming.
He has nightmares too, so you can call him nightmares also.
Right now, are you dreaming? Or
I'm dreaming right now as we speak.
You can pinch yourself and
You know what's funny though is my family makes fun of me because I'm kind of like a narcoleptic. I can fall asleep at the drop of a hat. I fall asleep anywhere you can think of. Every Lord of the Rings movie, every Harry Potter movie, any movie that's over 2 hours, forget it. I'm sleeping in the movie theater. But they make fun of me because I had been awake and had complete conversations with people, and I had no recollection. So, you know, it's possible.
Wow. Well, you obviously, you know, you've been traveling a lot, and you were telling us, you know, off camera that you have done a lot of trips, you know, soccer related, you know, relating to this football. Tell us about your coolest experience that you have had, along this journey.
The coolest and scariest, but coolest experience, I think, was a Boca game in Buenos Aires. And I was able to get a ticket that day. Yeah, that was there. I was able to get a ticket that day. And a funny story is, which you can't tell from the photos, I actually wore a Mexico jersey. Right? I just assumed that because Mexico wasn't playing, it'd be cool, and everyone loves Mexico. I didn't really understand really anything about Boca fans and Boca games, and so I wasn't even able to get through security to the stadium without security telling me to take off my Mexican jersey and go buy a Boca jersey. And I thought she was kidding, and she was like, nope. And I literally went bought a Boca jersey, the one I had on, which was like 5 times too big for me, but I tied it, you know. And I put the Mexico jersey in my purse. I was like, okay. And she said, no, give me your Mexico jersey. You can't go in the stadium with your Mexico jersey. So they literally held my Mexico jersey like basically hostage. And I had to, she said, don't cheer for anyone but Boca. And I was like, oh my God. And then they escorted me, security escorted me to my seat. And I was just like, go Boca, go. I was just like, I was so scared.
That's how they get their fans. They just make them like them by forcing them, you know? That's the only way they would get fans. No, of course. It is definitely, it sounds scary though. It sounds scary, but it's La Bombonera, and you said it was probably a game against River Plate?
Yes.
Yeah. That would do it. Absolutely. Yeah. That would do it.
Kudos to you, just that you actually had the agallas to go and to go to that one game specifically.
Yeah, no, it's actually considered one of the best clásicos all over El Super Clásico in Argentina. Jeannette, before we continue with this, Juan Pablo Franco is telling you felicidades. He's on YouTube, and then Leo Hernandez asking also, what's Jeannette's all-time favorite travel spot? That's a good question, though.
Such a good question. You know, I will say Egypt was my 60th country. So I'm going to say that it's going to be a tie between Cuba, Egypt, and India.
There you go. Leo Hernandez, you got it there. 3 places that never been to any of them, actually, but... one day I'll get a job. I'll get a job about traveling and everything. Jeannette.
Yeah, are you hiring? I mean, because
you need an assistant. Yeah.
So,
yes.
Maybe later this year. Hopefully.
There you go. Let's talk about a little bit about more soccer stuff, soccer related stuff. You're Mexican American, and Super Mojado is Super Mojado. I'm originally from Mexico, born and raised, and then eventually moved up here to the U.S. So, but still, Mexico, you mentioned Mexico is your country, and you go for them first in soccer-related games and stuff like that, and Super Mojado también. You both of you have been to Estadio Azteca, which is our bombonera, or I guess you can put it related close to that. How was that experience like, being in Estadio Azteca, Jeannette?
It was amazing. I mean, it was a friendly game, I remember, and I always dreamed of seeing, Mexico, the national Mexican team playing. So that's my sister. She is single. Yes, she is single, everybody.
Oh, look at that. So for everybody who's, Jeannette is taking comments right now.
Everybody who's single, órale.
And she's older than me. She's a few years older. But we got these tickets, and it was like our dream to see Mexico play in Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, proudly wearing our Mexican jerseys, because it's always been a dream of mine to see Mexico play. And when I went to the World Cup, in Brazil in 2014. My gosh. So
yep.
I went to the World Cup by myself for 10 days. And I tried to get a ticket through the lottery, didn't get it. So I ended up getting a ticket through a third-party ticket seller. I was hearing all these horror stories about people buying their tickets on Craigslist and then going to the stadium, and then they're like fake.
Yeah.
So I went with a recommended ticket seller. And believe it or not, I asked like 40 people if they wanted to come with me, and nobody would come with me. And I had one ticket, and I said, fine, I'm going to go by myself. And people, including my family, were like, no, you're not, and you're crazy. And I was like, nope, I got to go. World Cup, bye.
Yeah, there you go.
I went to Brazil by myself. It was a semifinal, so no, I didn't know who was going to play. But I will say this. The game that I ended up going to was the winner of Mexico versus Netherlands. So there you go.
There you go. We were this close. Don't even bring it back to el famosísimo.
No era penal ahí.
I was in LA that day. I was in LA getting ready to go for Brazil to go to my game. I was in LA at a Mexican restaurant, Frida's by UCLA, with like 100 Mexican fans, fanatics, mariachi, tequila shots. I was like, yes, Mexico. I had Mexico painted all over my face, a Mexico jersey. Like halfway during that game, when all that happened and the penal and everything, I just couldn't watch the rest of the game. I literally could not watch it. And this is how I found out what happened. This is how I found out Mexico lost. I had Mexico on my face, right? And somebody came by me on the street and goes, I'm so sorry. I'm so
Yeah.
And so when I saw Netherlands play Costa Rica, because I think that's who they ended up playing.
Yeah.
I was all about Costa Rica. I was like, go Ticos, go Ticos. I was all for Costa Rica because I was so mad at Netherlands for what they did.
Of course, yeah. That's an experience to go to a World Cup by yourself. Actually, I did that a little bit before that. I did it for South Africa. And it never hit until the plane landed. And I was like, yep, I'm in Africa right now and by myself. I spent the whole month there.
So you went by yourself too?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was meeting some people, but nobody wanted to go for the whole month. So I met up with different people throughout the time. But Super, you were going to say something? You
guys got, too bad you guys didn't have my number because I would have gone with you guys. Come on.
I wish. It would have been amazing. Yeah.
Anyways, you quite a bucket list you have. I mean, you've been to, so many places that I think all of our fans and including myself have only dreamed to go to these places, maybe someday. But tell us a little bit more about this. Obviously along your way, have you, met players or any cool people?
Like soccer players or like guys who are just players? No, unfortunately, especially in LA. No. I did meet a soccer player in Rio de Janeiro, and this is a really fun story.
Who did you meet again? I'm sorry.
Michael Ballack.
Oh, okay.
So check this out. Okay, this was, there's a photo there. There was the day that there were a game away from Rio. So I was in Rio, and I literally, this is a true story, my cell phone died. So I was walking, on the street, Copacabana, and I said, you know what? I need to charge my cell phone. Let me go to a random hotel. There was like the Marriott. I was like, oh, they'll have a, outlet and I can borrow, and then they won't like look at me weird. And so I went looking for an outlet. There was this bar, and it was a small bar, and they were playing the game, the away game. And so I sat there and I said, can I charge my phone while I have a drink and watch this game? Yeah, sure. Again, you guys, I was completely alone. Like, didn't know anybody, just chilling, watching, And then all of a sudden, what's his name? He's a former player for the U.S. He has red hair.
Alexis Lalas.
Lalas?
So all of a sudden, I remember him from watching him during the World Cups and everything, ESPN. He came and sat right next to me. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, there was a French reporter sitting next to me. And I told her, I was like, I think that's a guy, and she was like, oh yeah. And so then he came, and then Tyler, some other guy came from ESPN. And then all of a sudden, Michael Ballack came. You can't miss him because he's so tall. And they're just sitting with us. Nobody else around us. Nobody knows. Super chill. And I'm just like, what is happening right now?
It is
we start talking about this game, away game, and I just pretend like I don't know who they are, but of course I know who they are. And then like 15, 20 minutes later, like I think somebody saw them, and then fans came, and then then they had to go because
of course. Well, that's what exactly Noel Garcia from YouTube is telling us. Best experience is to go to a World Cup. Definitely it is, because you get moments like that, like Jeannette is telling us. Ivan Garcia is asking, what countries do you plan on visiting next?
Yeah, well, it's funny because I would really like to go to far away countries like Bhutan. I'd love to go to New Zealand. I'd love to go to more of South America. Central America. I don't know. So out of 196 countries, I've been to 60, which is a lot. But people who have been to all 196 countries, including North Korea and Antarctica. So I am like, whoa, I'm way behind in that.
There's way, yeah.
So
that's great.
Yeah, I'd love to go to New Zealand, Thailand. Yeah, so many.
Okay. And how about stadiums? Do you have a specific stadium on your bucket list that you would want to go to, that one in particular, or which one would it be?
No, last time I was in Paris on my connection, I always see that stadium. I'm forgetting the name, but where Paris plays. The
big one should be Saint Denis, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. I would love to go inside and see a game there. That would be amazing. Yeah.
It would be good with the national team of France right now, because they have a really good team, and it's young. It's a young team, so they will have a good team for a while. So I guess you will have plenty of time for that one.
Yeah, and aren't they the winners of the last?
Yeah, they're current World Cup champions. So definitely, and they have very, very good players. I think they'll be around. So hopefully you get to see them playing in Saint Denis at some point soon.
I would love that.
Now, what's your favorite country you visited so far? Besides Mexico, of course.
Honestly, Mexico is the best. I just have to say France is one of my favorite, and then Cuba, because Cuba is like going back in time.
Oh yeah, the 50s, huh?
Literally, like going back to the 50s, and then India is super spiritual. In India, they don't eat any cow. The cow is sacred. So yeah, you just see cows crossing the street, and it's so interesting. Beautiful, beautiful country. And then I would say Egypt, because Egypt is just ancient. So yeah, I would say all those countries, and then of course Mexico.
Hey, Jeannette, we have a game for you right now. Because cool. Let's make this a little bit of interaction game. So let's put it this way: I'm gonna mention some countries, and you'll have to pick one. And depending on what country you pick, you'll get a prize.
Ooh, I like
You cool with this?
that. Yeah.
I have to just go through my contador público, which is el super mojado. Super, can you authorize a prize to Jeannette today for today's show?
Deal. All right, vámonos.
All right, you got it. So I'm gonna mention a country before. Let's see if we don't have nobody else has asked anything. No. So I'm gonna mention a country and you pick it. Depending on what country you pick, that's the prize that you get. So the countries are Netherlands, Holanda, que le ganó a México. Remember that. No era pena. England, Portugal, or Italy?
Italy.
Netherlands. So Italy, hands down. Final answer?
See.
There you go. All right. So your prize. Are you ready, producer? Are you gonna tell her or I'll? Producer, you there? All right. So yeah, no. He. I just wanted to make sure if I was okay. So the prize that you get for picking Italy, it's El Chucky Lozano. You know who that is? Great. No. So it's so the prize that you were gonna get, it's Mexican players that play abroad. We call them the extranjeros. So El Chucky Lozano it's a soccer player who plays in Napoli in Italy, and that's what you get. No, actually, I was just kidding. You're gonna get a T-shirt anyway from Incha brand.
Well, I would be okay with an Italian player too. That would be fine.
But no, we can send him over. And
I thought you were gonna
know him.
Give her like a pizza or something like that. I don't know.
No. Chucky Lozano. I know it's Chucky Lozano, so I'm gonna call him up and tell him like, listen, you gotta go to LA. Is that where you live in LA?
Yeah, tell him I'm single e parlo un po' italiano.
Oh, there you go.
Got it. I don't think he speaks Italian anyway, because he's been there for a while, but I doubt it. He's a good player, though. He's a good player. And he's not that tall. Are you tall?
Ish, I guess. I don't know.
Tall-ish? I don't know, because he's kind of...
I'm like 5'5", and that's without...
I have to find out how tall is El Chucky Lozano now. Well, if we're giving him away, I have to figure it out. You have to watch, look for him also, and take a look at a picture of him.
Okay.
He scored a fantastic goal in the last World Cup in Russia, and he actually make the Mexican national team win against Germany. So it's probably one of the most important goals of the Mexican national team history. So that's what you get: a Chucky Lozano and a T-shirt from Incha brand.
Yes. Awesome.
And we'll be sending it over definitely. If the producer allows me, of course. Producer, we're good. All right. Okay. So yeah.
So
a Chucky Lozano and a T-shirt.
Perfect.
So you got to tell us which team in Mexico de la Liga MX is your favorite.
This is a tough question.
Think about this one really good.
I know. I don't know. I would say Pumas. Is that one?
Pumas. All right, that's not so bad.
No, she said it. It's okay. Don't feel like we're not like Boca Juniors security people here. You're in a free country and you can pick in a free podcast also.
And you can pick. Let's just say I literally wear my Mexican jersey like all the time, everywhere, even at games where they're not playing. So I'm very proud.
Okay, so since we're doing multiple question answers, if you have to pick two, Chivas or America.
I would have to say America because my dad.
No.
My dad. You know what? These were the only two prerequisites for my future husband that my dad ever gave me. True story. He has to go for America, and he has to go for Los Bukis, and that's it. Because, Marco Antonio Solis is from Michoacan, so, that's literally all he cares.
So it was one to go for America, and what was the other one? I'm sorry?
To be a fan of Los Bukis or Marco.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Solis. Literally, that's it. He doesn't care anything else about the guy as long as he fits those two, fills out those two. He's like, yeah, I'll give you away, no problem. And
does he have to have the hair like Marco Antonio Solis con el buki hacia atrás también?
I mean, that would be my dad's dream. It would be. Marco Solis, did you know he has a hotel in Michoacan? And and so because I'm like in travel, I was reading about this somewhere in Michoacan, and I'm not kidding. They play a Marco Antonio Solis or Buki song every like 5 minutes at this hotel. Like
we have to go now to El Buki Hotel. There you go. Well, thank you, Jeannette, for joining us today. It's been fun. It's very inspiring what you do, actually, and we'll definitely keep an eye on all your journeys coming up. Hopefully, we can travel. The sooner the better, of course, but we have to get over this pandemic that's going on, and it's sort of a big deal. But where can we follow you? Where can we see you? And where can we find you?
Yeah, thank you guys so much. This has been so fun. You can find me at Jet Set with Jeannette, pretty much on Instagram, Facebook. I'm on Twitter as Jeannette Ceja, and my website, www.jetsetwithjeannette.com. And I talk about travel like literally all the time. If you guys ever need a recommendation or anything I can help you with ever, just always reach out to me. I'm always happy to help in any way. So. Yeah.
See, we made a lot of questions about the world and everything. We didn't ask you this, and real quick, we'll get into it. Favorite spot in Mexico, which one would you say?
Favorite spot?
Yeah, spot.
Xochimilco. I love Xochimilco.
Xochimilco, there you go.
I love being on the boat with, your little corona or with the esquites, and then the mariachi just rolls by, and they're like, and you're like, yeah.
All right.
Like,
Una de las mías, definitivamente.
Yeah.
One of mine.
Super. So we're wrapping up this show now. Anything that you have to say for Jeannette?
Just thank you for coming tonight and joining us. It's been really cool having you, and good luck with all your journey.
It's been so fun, and I'm excited. I'm following you guys all now too, and this has been a lot of fun, and I'm learning a lot, so it's great.
Well, thank you, Jeannette. And we'll keep you also posted with all these DACA grants that we will be giving away. And remind everybody to send your videos, private, public, however you want to send them. The sponsors are ready, and we want to thank the sponsors again for these grants that we are giving away. Thank you, Jeannette, once again. We'll be back on Thursday. We're going to have more details about the DACA programs that we are talking about, and also we're going to talk about more about soccer. Thank you, Jeannette, and we'll see you guys later. Nos vemos, raza.
That was fun. Thanks, guys.
No, thank you.